We can't talk about the Eagles without talking about the 49ers. It feels only natural.
Oh, of course. Oh,
what? I'm actually going to be rational and reasonable about this. I'm actually conflicted, believe it or not. I'm conflicted because so Brandon Ayuk, great social media person, as well as I don't even follow him on social media. I just like spelling out money talks and bullshit walks with emojis. I like him kind of like tweeting at Mike Tomlin talking about they say we twins. I just like how he's moving right now. My man is letting it be known. My man is letting it be known. I'm not comfortable. I ain't eating. He's like I'm not comfortable. Okay, with his contract negotiation, he wants to get paid. He's been outperforming his that rookie deal, right? So I appreciate Brandon Ayuk. I want to see him get paid. I want to see everybody get paid. Everybody eats. But yesterday, Jed York, CEO, was talking about the fact that Brock Purdy's coming up. And Brock Purdy about to join the $40 million a year club for a quarterback, which is about 10 or so guys in that club. And so when you look at like the Niners and what's a lot, they've been a quarterback away until they found Purdy from being a Super Bowl team. They still haven't won it, of course, but at least this group hasn't won it. But they had this Super Bowl ready roster. And then they hit on Mr. Irrelevant, who's on this rookie contract, making less than $1 million a year in salary, I believe. Which, when you have a quarterback on a rookie contract, especially one that cheap, it just allows you to do so many other things with your roster. But I remember talking to, and this isn't a novel thought. A lot of people feel this way, but I thought it was put best when I was talking to an executive about Brock Purdy, because I'm a Purdy guy. Like I built and gassed up the Purdy hype train.
I know you are.
Like that I drove that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it is fair to be of the opinion that you don't fear Brock Purdy as much as you fear the system. You don't just fear Purdy, you fear the system. And so
insert line. Line.
They're all system quarterbacks. They're all system quarterbacks.
Thank you very much. Keep going.
To an extent. So I'm conflicted because I'm just like, yeah, if you got they got two types of teams. Team that's looking for quarterbacks, and team that's got quarterbacks. And if you got one and he's performing the way Brock Purdy is, pay that man. But at what cost? Like, you pay him $40 million, are you able to keep the Brandon Ayuks? Are you able to keep the roster as healthy as it is? Even though the cap's exploding and it's going up year after year and they're making all this revenue. So I gotta say, like, I'm concerned. I believe Brock Purdy is the real deal. I think you can both be a beneficiary of the system and the talent around you and a legitimate MVP quarterback. But I think the word is reservations, Michael. I have reservations as a Niners observer, not a fan, a Niners observer, about investing $40 million when this formula has been this perfect conductor, maximizing the talent elsewhere on the roster, on offense in particular. Now investing $40 million a year in him, does that throw off this balance that they have? And if they do, will they end up missing their window to seize, having Brock Purdy on the cheap? Like, I've never seen anybody survive a mistake the way that the Niners did. The Niners had one of the all-time worst trades and simultaneously had one of the all-time best draft discoveries in NFL history. But if they got to pay him $40 million, that just feels like it kind of changes the math. For them in ways that concern me.
Mike,
does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what concerns me. What concerns me is I'm concerned that we have switched roles and that you're talking about concerns about Brock Purdy and paying him $40 million a year. And I'm going to tell you that I'm not concerned at all that the 49ers absolutely have to give Brock Purdy a $40, $45 million, $50 million per season contract. Why? Simply because business is good. We were just talking about it. Where you were willing to sell me out and go to Brazil on your own and leave me back in the States, business is good. There's going to be an NFL game on Friday It's going to be on Peacock. There was a playoff game on Peacock. It did very well. It brought in more subscribers here. There's going to be a playoff game on Amazon, another one of your employers. It's going to do very well too. There's money. There's money just being tossed around in the air. It's like being one of those money machines. You just jump in there and you're going to grab whatever you can, you come out and you're going to do well for yourself. The cap went up $30 million.
Yeah.
From last year to this year. Nobody expected that. It was so good, Mike, that this is like debt forgiveness. There was debt forgiveness day in the NFL. There were teams that were like, damn, we over the cap.
Right.
We over the cap.
Yeah.
What the hell are we going to do? And then the cap numbers came in and they're like, oh, we good. We rich. We rich. He got his own money. I mean,
we're in money.
Really, everything is going well for the NFL. So $40 million for Brock Purdy in 2024. It sounds like a good salary. In 3 years, that's going to be a deal. So sign Purdy. He's a good quarterback. Now, the question is, and it's not, can you win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy? You can. You can win a Super Bowl.
If you can get there, you can. Right.
Yeah.
If you can get there, you can.
Have won Super Bowl 58. I mean, you could have. It's not like, oh, they had no chance. They couldn't win it because Brock Purdy is a quarterback. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They could have.
Yeah.
That's not the question. The question is he special? Is he special? We don't know if he's special. We do know he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback who you can get to the Super Bowl with, and you can win the Super Bowl. So whether he's special or not, that's extra. That's a luxury. That's a luxury question.
Sure.
That's a question of privilege.
No, you work with somebody who's willing to pay for you, and you're worth the leverage that you have. He doesn't need to be. That's why I say, like, there are franchise quarterbacks and there are quarterbacks for franchises. He's the perfect quarterback for this franchise. Does that mean that somebody else cannot have success under these circumstances? No, but it doesn't. That's fine. That's not it. He happens to be there and he's maximizing it. I think there's a lot of situations and a lot of quarterbacks that if you inserted another one into those circumstances, they would do just as well or struggle just the same. Very few transcend their circumstances, which is why they're all system quarterbacks.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.